The Ark of the Covenant, also known as the Ark of the Testimony, is a sacred object in the Judeo-Christian tradition. It is a chest or box made of acacia wood and overlaid with gold. Measuring approximately 45 inches in length, 27 inches in width, and 27 inches in height. The Ark is central to the religious beliefs and practices of the Israelites and played a pivotal role in the history of the Hebrew people. The Ark is not just a physical object. It symbolizes the presence of God among the Israelites. It is a tangible connection between the divine and human realms, serving as a focal point for worship and a vessel for God's communication with the Israelites. The Ark's history is a complex and rich narrative, spanning many centuries and involving various key figures and events. To understand the significance of the Ark of the Covenant, it is essential to delve into its origins and its role in the biblical story. Origins of the Ark, a divine blueprint. The story of the Ark of the Covenant begins in the book of Exodus. During the time when the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, Moses, the central figure in this narrative, was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery and into the Promised Land. As part of this journey, God gave Moses detailed instructions for the construction of the Ark. God's instructions for building the Ark are found in Exodus chapter 25 verses 10 to 22. Have them make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, a cubit and a half wide, and a cubit and a half high. Overlay it with pure gold, both inside and out, and make a gold molding around it. Cast 4 gold rings for it and fasten them to its 4 feet, with 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other. Then make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Insert the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to carry it. The poles are to remain in the rings of this ark. They are not to be removed. Then put in the ark the tablets of the covenant law, which I will give you. This passage outlines the specific dimensions and construction materials for the ark. It was to be made of acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, both inside and out. 4 gold rings were to be attached to its feet, and 2 acacia wood poles overlaid with gold were to be inserted through these rings for carrying the ark. The most important contents of the ark were the tablets of the covenant law, which God promised to give to Moses. The tablets of the covenant, God's written word. The tablets of the covenant law, often referred to as the 10 Commandments, are a central element of the ark's contents. These commandments were not merely a set of rules but represented a covenant, a sacred agreement between God and the Israelites. The 10 Commandments are found in the book of Exodus, in chapter 20, and they form the foundation of the moral and ethical principles that the Israelites were to follow. The 10 Commandments include directives such as, "You shall have no other gods before me," "You shall not make for yourself an idol," "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain," and "Honor your father and mother." These commandments encompass various aspects of religious, moral, and social life and serve as a guide for living in accordance with God's will. The Ark of the Covenant served as the repository for these sacred tablets, signifying the presence of God and His covenant with the Israelites. The Ark, with the tablets inside, became the focal point of Israelite worship and symbolized their commitment to following God's commandments. The Ark in the wilderness, a portable sanctuary after the construction of the Ark. It played a crucial role during the Israelites' journey through the wilderness. As Moses led the people out of Egypt, they were guided by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, representing God's presence. The Ark was transported at the forefront of the Israelite camp, and its presence was a constant reminder of their divine guidance and protection. The Ark also played a role in the Israelites' interactions with God. According to the book of Exodus, Moses would enter the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary constructed according to God's instructions, to speak with God. The Ark of the Covenant was placed within the innermost part of the tabernacle, known as the Most Holy Place, and a thick curtain separated it from the rest of the sanctuary. When Moses entered the Most Holy Place, he would hear God's voice speaking from above the mercy seat, which was on the Ark's cover. This unique mode of communication demonstrated the Ark's significance as a conduit between God and His people. The Ark and the Jordan River. A miraculous crossing. The Ark of the Covenant was not only a symbol of God's presence but also a source of miraculous events. One of the most notable instances occurred during the Israelites' journey to the Promised Land, specifically when they needed to cross the Jordan River. In the book of Joshua, the Israelites are on the cusp of entering the land that God had promised to give them. However, the Jordan River stood in their way, and it was at flood stage, making it impassable. God instructed Joshua, who had succeeded Moses as the leader of the Israelites, to have the priests carry the Ark of the Covenant to the edge of the river. Now the Jordan is at flood stage all during harvest. Yet as soon as the priests who carried the ark reached the Jordan and their feet touched the water's edge, the water from upstream stopped flowing. It piled up in a heap a great distance away, at a town called Adam in the vicinity of Zarethan, while the water flowing down to the Sea of the Arabah, that is, the Dead Sea, was completely cut off. So, the people crossed over opposite Jericho. The priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stopped in the middle of the Jordan and stood on dry ground, while all Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground. The Ark's presence at the Jordan River caused a miraculous parting of the waters, much like the splitting of the Red Sea during the Exodus. The priests who carried the Ark stood in the middle of the riverbed on dry ground, allowing the Israelites to cross over safely. This event demonstrated God's continued support and intervention on behalf of his people. The Ark at Jericho, walls tumbled down following the miraculous crossing of the Jordan River. The Israelites arrived at the city of Jericho, a well-fortified Canaanite city. The city's walls were believed to be impenetrable, but God had a plan for the Israelites. The Ark's history is closely tied to the period of the Israelites' exodus from Egypt and their journey to the Promised Land. According to the Bible, the Ark was constructed during the time the Israelites were wandering in the wilderness after escaping from Egypt. It served as a tangible representation of God's presence and guidance during this challenging period. 3. Construction. The construction of the Ark of the Covenant was outlined in great detail in the Bible, particularly in the book of Exodus. According to the biblical account, God instructed Moses to build the ark using specific materials and dimensions. The ark was made of acacia wood, overlaid with pure gold, both inside and outside. It had a lid known as the mercy seat, made of pure gold, with two cherubim, angelic figures, facing each other, their wings stretched over the mercy seat. These cherubim represented the presence of God. Contents: the 2 stone tablets on which the 10 commandments were inscribed by the finger of God. These commandments represented the moral and ethical principles that the Israelites were to follow. A jar of manna, a container with a portion of the manna, the miraculous food provided by God to sustain the Israelites during their wilderness journey. Aaron's rod, the staff of Aaron, Moses' brother, which miraculously budded with almond blossoms to demonstrate God's choice of the priestly line. These items were symbolic of God's guidance, provision, and covenant with the Israelites. They represented the moral, spiritual, and practical aspects of their relationship with God. The ark was housed in the tabernacle, a portable place of worship during the Israelites' travels. The tabernacle was designed to be easily disassembled and reassembled as they moved. Entering the Promised Land, the ark played a central role in the miraculous crossing of the Jordan River, signifying the Israelites' entrance into the Promised Land. Shiloh. After the Israelites settled in the land, the ark was temporarily kept in the city of Shiloh. Jerusalem. Eventually, King David brought the ark to Jerusalem, making it the religious center of the Israelite kingdom. His son, King Solomon, later built the first temple in Jerusalem to house the ark. The ark's disappearance. The Bible does not provide a clear account of the ark's fate. It disappears from the historical narrative, and its location becomes a subject of debate and mystery. According to the biblical account, the ark was not in the second temple built after the Babylonian exile, suggesting that it had been lost, hidden, or destroyed. Several theories and legends surround the fate of the ark, including claims that it was hidden in a secret chamber beneath the Temple Mount or taken to Ethiopia, where it is believed to be housed in the Church of Saint Mary of Zion in Aksum. These theories, however, lack concrete evidence. Legacy. The legacy of the Ark of the Covenant extends beyond its physical existence. It continues to hold significance in religious and cultural contexts. Religious symbolism. The Ark remains a powerful symbol in Judaism, representing the covenant between God and the Jewish people. It is also referenced in Christian theology as a symbol of the fulfillment of the covenant through Jesus Christ. Popular culture. The Ark has captured the imagination of filmmakers, writers, and artists. It has been featured in various movies, books, and artworks, such as in Steven Spielberg's Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Archaeological interest. The search for the Ark's whereabouts has intrigued historians and archaeologists, sparking numerous expeditions and studies. Conclusion. The Ark of the Covenant is a remarkable artifact with a rich history and a profound significance in the religious and cultural traditions of the Israelites. It represented the presence of God, the covenant between God and his people, and played a central role in their religious practices and history. Its construction, contents, and the mystery of its disappearance have made it a topic of enduring fascination and debate. Whether as a symbol of faith or a subject of historical inquiry, the Ark continues to be a captivating element of biblical and cultural heritage, reminding us of the enduring power of religious artifacts in shaping human history and beliefs. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you like this video. Thank you.